Hey guys, it's Coffee. Welcome back to Socrates Jones. So I don't know how much of this there is left, but it feels like we're getting closer to the end, so maybe we can find a way to get the hell out of here, finally. Anyway, let's continue to Chapter 5. Paved with Good Intentions. Socrates? Yes, Arbiter? I have been pondering your request that I bring forth my best. It seems to me that attempting to assign a quality hierarchy to the philosophers in this realm would be demeaning. I have thus determined that when you requested my best, you meant my most challenging. Wait, what? So, on that note, allow me to present to you Immanuel Kant. His thoughts are quite challenging. Oh, no. Guten Tag, Socrates Jones. Oh god, good luck with this one. I could only ever get through the first couple pages of his work. I hope you enjoyed your stay in philosophical kindergarten. For the conflicting methods you have employed to confuse other philosophers will not work here. Why not? No reason, I simply need to fulfill the prerequisite grandstanding. Grandstanding? Check. Okay then. Kant, if you would please explain your philosophy as clearly as possible. Of course, Arbiter. First, I must counter the unreasoned thoughts of other philosophers. Any truly moral philosophy must, first and foremost, protect human dignity. As consequentialist thought naturally violates our pride as men, we must work from an intentionalist grounding. Excuse me? I'm already confused. Well, I think he's talking about how morality is about a person's intention rather than their action. Is that correct? Give me a moment, Air Jones, and I shall explain. Okay, intentionalism. There are many things which men covet as good. However, a focus on consequences reduces men to mere means, undermining human dignity. In reality, the only thing that is good without qualification is goodwill. Thus, we are moral if our will is defined by the intention of doing the moral thing. And there we go. As you can see, I'm approaching this from a different angle than the neophytes you debated with before. Intentionalism added, okay. I see. So, wait, the consequences of actions don't matter at all. At the very least, they are irrelevant to moral worth. Of course, ideally one's actions would also have positive consequences, but it is positive intentions that are essential to be of moral character. Okay, so I was kind of right. Socrates, are you ready to continue? Alright, here goes. So far, this doesn't seem too bad. Yes, Arbiter. Sha, let us begin then. Okay, well, something tells me this is gonna get more and more complicated as we go on, but let's see, there are many things which men covet as good, however... Maybe ask for clarification on this? Okay. Can you clarify this for me? I mean that getting caught up in various ends, whether they be happiness, a social contract, or piety, causes one to lose sight of what is most important. They turn our beings into mere tools for an arbitrary goal. Cogs in a careless and soulless machine. Okay, that really didn't do anything. Okay, so I guess what he's saying is that, it doesn't matter for what goal, or... We are moral if our will is defined by the intention of doing the moral thing. Maybe I can ask for this. Because how would we know what the moral thing is? Maybe you can talk to us about that? What do you mean by this? As long as we intend to act morally, then we ourselves are moral. But how do you define acting morally, right? This seems pretty straightforward, does it not, Herr Jones? But, How do we know whether the intended course of action is moral? Exactly. By whether or not it adheres to the categorical imperatives, of course. Oh, of course. No, wait, hold on. What? Kant, these things you just mentioned? Categorical imperatives? Yes, what are they, exactly? Indeed. I don't believe you ever explained those. My apologies. Categorical imperatives are the moral laws we should seek to discover. Listen closely, I shall explain. Okay, we moved on. If we intend to always do the moral thing, we must develop rules or maxims to shape our actions. There are certain actions which we must always avoid. Other actions we should take at every opportunity. These ideas form rules that we must follow at all times, regardless of emotion or consequence. These rules are categorical imperatives. Okay, the confusion people feel about this man's ideas makes sense now. Where should I begin? Kant? Apologies, Herr Jones, I was momentarily distracted by your beard. It is unsightly. How can one stand to have such a blemish upon one's face? Excuse me? Hey, the goatee is one of the few cool things about my dad. Well, that's a little sad. Oh, thanks, Ari. Personally, I've always liked the sweater vest. Well, regardless of how you all feel about my beard or my sweater vest, I have questions for you, Kant. Of course, ask away. Alright, oh, I just realized that we never checked... Okay, I never checked this. Okay, intentionalism. According to Kant, all true moral systems are intention-based. Okay, that's kind of the idea that we already gathered, but it's good to know that we have that on our slate. Okay, let's look through these really quick. Actions. There are certain actions you must always avoid. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, he doesn't really give examples or elaborate on what these certain actions are. And also he doesn't really say why we should avoid them. Okay, I don't think intentionalism will help here, so we'll have to just clarify them, maybe? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna press for backing, because how does he know that we should always avoid them? Why should we always avoid them? This seems like a grand statement. Do you have an example? Lying is an example. To lie is to spread deceit among men. By a lie, a man annihilates his dignity as a man. Thus, one should never lie, ever. Oh, that added something? Okay, lying. Okay, Kant believes that lying is one of the actions which is categorically immoral. Okay. Wait, can we do the same thing for the other one? Because, yeah, there are actions we should avoid and actions we should take. So does he have any examples for these? Oh, sorry, whoops. Does he have any examples of these? Give me an example. Helping a dying man. By attempting to render such assistance, one respects human dignity. Thus, one should always render their assistance. Ha! See, Dad? Kant also says I did the right thing. I thought you weren't much of a Kant fan. Hush. Validation is always nice, even if it comes in a confusing package. Helping a dying man. Okay. Huh. Okay, let me just look at this real quick. Helping a dying man. Kant believes that helping a dying man is among the imperatives, the categorical imperatives. Okay. Regardless of emotion or consequence. Imperatives. Okay, that's it. Any ideas, Ari? Nope, none whatsoever. I told you, I don't understand a word this man says. Wonderful. Well, back to the top. Okay, so I guess we have to do something with either lying or helping a dying man. Okay, so we know that helping a dying man is good, and lying is bad. That's all we know so far. Let's develop rules to shape our actions. Okay, we already went over these, I think. These ideas form rules that we must follow at all times, regardless of Okay, I think this is where it ends, right? So, oh, wait a minute. Okay. I think I'm onto something, because he's saying that there are rules we must follow at all times, regardless of consequence. But what about lying, though? Because, like, people lie to, like, avoid a consequence? I have a feeling that this is right.
Nonsense!
Hold on just a moment. Kant, you claim that we should never lie, correct? That telling the truth is a categorical imperative. Oh yeah, but what if the intention is right? Yeah. Indeed, it is the prime example of one. Right, and you also claim that we must follow the imperatives without fail. Is that correct? Correct, Herr Jones. Well, that's interesting. Because only using those two facts, it seems we are already in a worrisome place. Oh. I will admit that in most situations, lying is not the most moral of choices. But there's no denying that there are some situations when the truth can be deadly. Exactly, if it's about intention. Then it's not about whether lying is bad or good, it's about it's about whether lying or telling the truth is in our best intention. Situations where lying would be a better thing to do. Ah! Let's say one was sheltering fugitives from an oppressive regime, keeping them hidden from the forces which would persecute them. It seems to me that keeping them hidden is clearly the right choice, but would you want us to blab to every person who shows up at the door? This strikes me as empirically wrong. Oh, interesting. Way to go, Dad. Nicht schon weiter bit. Sorry if I mispronounced that, I have no clue how to speak German. Right. You can swear in German all you want, but I have a point. Earlier, you stated that things which need qualification cannot be the origin of morality. But your prime example is an imperative that just demanded qualification. Well, what do you have to say to that, Kant? Doesn't the intention of protecting these people also have value? Even from your perspective, this law seems far from universal.
Nonsense!
Oh. Oh, what now? Excuse me, I have to take my morning walk. Wait, okay, wait, are we done? What? He just walked off? He does that sometimes, do not worry. Oh, you're back. Indeed, my morning walk is completed. Well, that sure was quick. Morning walk, check. Is there even a morning in the intelligible realm? No, there isn't. It is unacceptable. But regardless, back on task. Socrates Jones, the counterpoint you gave earlier was false. That one should not lie still stands as universal. Despite your objections, there is no doubt that to lie in a situation would be immoral. Categorical imperatives stand as absolute, without qualification. But... He's seriously standing by his position? Is he even allowed to do that? Remember, Herr Jones, consequences are irrelevant. It is only our intention that matters. To become too invested in an individual scenario is to undermine the sanctity of thought. once a maxim fulfills the universality test, it can be accepted as a categorical imperative. At that point, we are obligated to obey it. Always. The universality test. Ja, the method through which we discover and verify categorical imperatives. Allow me to elaborate. Okay. In order to verify the morality of an idea, one must subject it to the universality test. Imagine a world in which everyone follows the maxim behind your action. If a contradiction or irrationality arises, the maxim cannot be moral. And there we go. Explain the universality test. Check. Okay, hold on a moment. What the heck are those things you keep checking off? I have created an agenda. All the tasks which I need to accomplish are presented upon it in sufficient detail. The events of this debate are on your agenda? How is that even possible? Careful planning. Wisdom, Socrates, is organized life. And an organized person would be asking me questions right about now. Right. This is getting harder and harder to deal with. I can't present something I don't understand, but I'm not sure how much longer I can go. I've got to find something, and quick. Oh, Lord. Oh, I'm back with the intense music. Ugh. This is a lot of pressure. Okay. Okay, that's pretty clear. Imagine oh wait, what do we have right now? Okay, we still have intentionalism, lying, and helping a dying man. Okay. Cool. Everyone follows the maxim behind their action. Contradiction or rationality arises. Wait, but how can this even make sense, though? Because aren't contradictions just inevitable? Like, this can't be a perfect system. I'm gonna ask about this. This doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, this doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Could you explain this further? Of course. A contradiction is a situation in which your maxim defeats itself. Okay. This is one way an idea can fail the universality test. And irrationality is when your maxim would create a world where that is worse for wear. Okay. That is the other way the universality test can be failed. Huh, interesting. Wait, so we just got two things. We got two statements, right? Okay, wait, so... Maxim can make more? Okay, so contradictions are maxims which are inconsistent with themselves. Yes. Irrationalities create a world which is worse for wear. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Okay, he's saying that irrationalities, make a maxim invalid. But if irrationalities are about make the world worse, then what about intentionalism? Because didn't he just say that, like, it's not about the consequences of an action, it's about the intention? Right? Like, hold on. Because, yeah, creating a world that is worse. But he's about intentions, right? Nonsense! This has gotta be right. Immanuel Kant. What is the one thing which, from the very beginning of our discussion, you emphasized above all else? Intentionalism, of course. What we will is far more important than what we make. Right. That's what I thought. And that's fascinating, because checking for irrationality sounds a lot like assessing the consequences to me. What? You claim we cannot will a world that is worse than the one we have now. But the fact is, the very fact of assessing how the world would be gives weight to consequences. You'd think that he would throw this out, but instead you have this as a key step in the universality test. Determining whether your maxim is a categorical imperative is thus a fundamentally consequentialist procedure.
Nonsense!
I... This is not on my agenda. It is most impractical. I demand you stop at once.
Nonsense!
But surely you see my point. It's quite ironic, don't you think? That the process which creates the rules for your intentionalist ideas relies so heavily on assessing consequences. You talk about internal contradictions being grounds for failure. Well, here's a ground one for you. The universality test would fail itself. Oh, did you see that animation? Damn. Incredible. It seems to me that either consequences matter, or your method of choosing ideas is incorrect. So which is it, Kant? Which part is wrong? Either way, it seems pretty devastating to your ideas. Oh, Socrates Jones, look how far we've come. Your thoughts, so disorganized. Order, I need. Direction, I need. 9! Oh my god. Are you okay? Have my philosophical constructs thrown into question. Check. You have done an excellent job here. I would be lying if I said you had not given me much to think about. Perhaps a decade of silence is in order. Silence and thought. Auf Wiedersehen, Air Jones. Probably butchered that one too. Is it over? Yeah, I think so. I guess that is all we're really going to get out of Kant. Okay, so I guess there's still more. So next time we will go on to Chapter 6. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.